I don't need to say nothing more after that song. I mean, that says it all. But first of all, Janet, thank you for your prayer, and I stand on your shoulders. So thank you for that. And where's Michael? Michael did such a beautiful job this morning. There was something, Michael, you said how important it is in living with a world that is united in love, that we live from the inside out. And first of all, we have to realize and own what is inside each and every one of us. Not some of us, but all of us. It is the thread that unites us together in love, and that's what it is. We have that in us, and it's already there. We can't destroy the love that's already in us. We can deny it, and we can hide it, and we can diminish it, but it is there. Mel, would you put on the thing that always sparks my mind when I forget how connected we are is this. It's from the Hindu philosophy, and it's Indra's net. And it's actually a web of life, an infinite web of life that goes on and on. This is just a snapshot of it. But all the little pieces of the puzzle, all that little pieces on the web are us. And each one of those us's has a little jewel in it. And those jewels all reflect off each other. They all reflect. It's how interconnected we are. There's nothing that's in isolation. There's nothing that's alone. The only thing that makes us isolated and alone are our thoughts that we're isolated and alone, our belief that we're isolated and alone. But the good news is our beliefs, which create our feelings and create our thoughts and create our actions in life, our beliefs are just repetitious thoughts that have gotten a groove in our mind. And because they're just a thought that has a groove in our mind, we can create a new groove. We can create a new thought, a new belief, by putting some repetitious, continued thoughts of goodness and possibility and creativity and connectedness and love. Because we are those, and we don't just have an effect on ourselves as that jewel, that light in there, which is love, but it like you said, it glows out to everyone, Michael. That was so perfect. The thing that's missing for me in this Indra's net is that on each one of those jewels, God has put a stamp of uniqueness, a stamp of specialness, a stamp that each one of us has a place here in this universe that is special and unique. We have to be here and show up and learn our lessons and have our fun and proceed and get better and better. You know, I had a a professor in college, but he was a doctor too, a doctor in college at USC, Dr. Leo Biscaglia. And he was called the Love Doctor because he just so believed in love and the power of love. And he was there in the 70s when I was there. And at one time, Dr. Buscaglia had written many books on love, but 5 of his books were on the Time New York's bestseller list at one time. And they were all about love. And that's how much we want and need love in this world. And he said that love is more than just a feeling. It's an active, intentional, growing process. And he believes that that process is something we need to lean into, to grow into, to make this world a better place. Let me read to you one thing that comes from his book, Born to Love. He said, there are so many possible occasions for loving in this world, and there's so little demonstrated. People are dying alone, crying alone. Children are abused, and elderly people are spending their final days without tenderness and love. When love is the truth of who we are, and a simple smile, putting out our hand, reaching out to one another can make a difference. We need to learn to move anything that's blocking the truth of who we are out of our way so we can demonstrate something greater. Michael, when you were talking about we need to live from the inside out, that's kind of a tough thing to do. So in the inside we have love, but then we have those belief systems that can keep us stuck. And we don't see the world as it is, as I say many times. We see it as we are. So when we change, we'll see the world differently, hopefully lighter and better. Now this Wednesday, Kirk and myself and Naya, our 3-year-old granddaughter, went to the Long Beach Aquarium. Jeff, may I just say, that place is unbelievable. The work it does to bring wonder and joy into this world, and the help it's giving our environment and the animals. We spent our 4 hours there in awe. I can't even tell you how wonderful it was. I could tell you, but I'm not going to take all the time to do that right now. But I'm going to tell you, I could say in my life, all I really needed to know I learned in kindergarten, because I spent 20 years there. But right now, I'll say, all I really need to learn, I learned from my 3-month-year-old granddaughter. She loved the aquarium. Jeff, thank you so much. Dot was our scuba diver, and she was a doll. But anyway, it was great. But on the way home, Naya goes, we've been walking for 4 hours and seeing things inside. She said, Cammie, I'm tired. And we said, I bet. So we'll go in the car and we'll take a nap. So took her in the car, put her down, and of course she sits in her car seat, and she goes, I'm not tired anymore. And I said, well, sweetie, you know how it is when you don't take your nap. It's a little late anyway. You got to at least sleep for a little while. But Cammie, I'm not tired. Okay, well, I'd like you to close your eyes for a minute and just see if you can sleep. And she said, okay, Cammie, I'll close one eye and keep the other one open. And she was there going like this, trying to do that. She was so cute, and I figured, well, that tactic isn't working, so I pretended to be asleep, and then she fell asleep. But it made me realize we're not here to just focus inward all the time. We're here to have one eye opened at the world, because if we don't, we can't see what is ours to do. We can't see where people are in need and what needs to be done. We can't see, because when we start giving to life and doing our part, it not only helps us, but it helps others. But we also need that inner eye open, and close our mind so we can connect with God. It's all that visual. I always have one hand in the hand of God and one hand reaching out to life and humanity. So we're completely involved in life. That's what we're here for. Ernest Holmes said, we think about fear, judgment, wounds of the past. Those things keep us blocked from love. They keep us blinded to the goodness in everyone, possibility of goodness. Ernest Holmes says, love is the only complete mental sanitation there is. It clears everything. It clears up when we truly hit that place. Not just the conditional love, but that love that comes from that inside, that inspires us, that opens us, that makes us feel safe and secure right here, right now, where we are. That's it. He said, love, just love, just love. He wrote that in his textbook. Love, just love, just love. That's what we need. Rumi said, come with me. I am life itself. It's, of course, Spirit speaking. You have been a prisoner of a little pond, and I am the ocean. Come merge with me. Leave this world of ignorance. Be with me, and I will open your gate to love. I will open your gate to love. That's our time we need to spend alone and connecting with the power and presence of goodness, that we can be completely available to see what we need. It's not just about the needs out there, it's the needs we need here, the needs we have that we can help fulfill ourselves so we can give to others. That's the truth. We must study ourselves really well, because the two things that Ernest says quite a bit, we are inlets and outlets of God. We are inlets, that's a given. God's Spirit is ever giving of itself to us. There is not a time when we couldn't stop and Spirit isn't giving to us. We determine how much we are an outlet. That's why we're here. We are here to be the hands, the love, the possibility, the demonstration of goodness, of creativity, of potential, of God right here, right now. There's a story that I heard a long time ago that's stayed with me about some soldiers after World War II were in France in a city that had been bombed up, and they were cleaning up the rubble. And they found a statue of Jesus, of Christ, of Jesus. And the arms were blown off. They were crumbled. They were down, and they didn't know what to do. And the villagers were going to repair them, but they didn't know how. And then one of the villagers said, no, let's keep that statue just as it is. The statue of Jesus who said, love one another as I have loved you. Okay? That's the words of Jesus, absolutely. And they said, keep it like that, which will remind us we have to be the arms. We have to reach out and be the ones that demonstrate the love, the possibility, the creativity, and the potential of spirit that is always everywhere present. That's our job. That's what we are here to do. And sometimes we look at this world that's full of appearances. It's not the truth. The world out here is not the truth. It's all things that have been created by the mind and the heart, the appearances out here. And we make it the truth. The only truth is really right in here, right here. You know, it's another story from what I've always learned right now is from my 3-year-old. We were having breakfast, not this week, but I think 2 weeks ago. And Deanna was there and Kirk were at the table and I was making her some buckwheat. And I said, Naya, what would you like on your buckwheat? You know, sometimes she likes blueberries and sometimes she likes honey and sometimes she likes nuts. Don't put the wrong thing on. Well, I've learned that lesson. And she said, I'll have a little butter and a glass of dry white wine. Now, if you took that for the surface value, you'd go, what are these parents teaching their daughter? And thank goodness Deanna was there, but we were laughing so hard. It was so unexpected. And she said it kind of in this little attitude thing. It was adorable. And I said, okay, Dee, where did she learn that? And she said, it comes from this great story, Dr. DeSoto. Dr. DeSoto and his wife had to have a dental practice. In fact, Dr. DeSoto is the best dentist in town. And they are mice. And they have this dental practice in town, and they have a sign on their door, cats and predators not welcome. You know, people that eat mice are not welcome. Okay. So I actually got to hear the story because they drive a lot, and she has it on audiobook, and so I got to drive with her and hear it. And so a fox comes in with a really bad toothache. And Dr. DeSoto and his wife are very kind and compassionate people, and they said, okay, we'll help you, but you're not going to eat us, right? He said, oh, no, just fix my tooth, I promise. Well, get him in the chair. Of course, they had to get up on a ladder to do this. And they're fixing his tooth, put him the anesthetic in, and he goes, oh, I can't wait to eat those little mice with a little butter and a glass of dry white wine. And so they'd heard that a lot, and so she had the wit to say that at that time. That will be something we say for the rest of our life because it's so cute and so funny. So I'll tell you, a sense of humor will open the heart and clear the pathway to love life so much better. You know, so often we choose separation more than connection because connection can be scary, and we don't choose that. So we just need to keep something fresh on our mind. I want you to think right now of a situation in your life where there's some discomfort, just personally, not anything big or global or anything. Janet, you took care of that beautifully, but we're just personal. Because life is about learning. Life is our messenger. It gives us good things to learn from and mediocre things to learn from and really tough things too. So it could just be a little irritation or something bigger. Remember, we have the power to change right now. There's nothing holding us back except our own thoughts about it. There's all this potential in the world and creativity. It's here now. So think of just a situation, and instead of beating it to pieces and smushing it and banging it up like we usually do, a simple 4-letter sentence would be perfect. What would love do here? What would love do here? How can I handle this better for myself and for others? It doesn't mean, it can mean letting go, it can mean connect, I don't know. But that's simple. If we keep that little question in our pocket, and pull it out whenever, it'll make our life much better and much more peaceful, for sure. Now, I'm going to read to you, we look at our wisdom wall here. Every one of those people on that wall knew the power of love. The power of love would get them through the worst situations and carry them joyfully through the best. Martin Luther King Jr. said we must discover the power of love and the redemptive power of love. And when we discover that, we will be able to make of this world a new world. For love is the only way. Now, we don't have the mystic Teilhard de Chardin on this wall, but I'd like to say a quote by him too. It's a little more poetic, but he said, someday, after we've mastered the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness the energies of love. Then, for the second time in history of the world, we will have discovered fire. And once again, I was thinking when Michael was reading, we didn't coordinate anything, but it's that fire, that glow of love, the light, that makes the world a better, warmer, brighter place. We have the power to do much greater things than we even imagine right now. We have potential beyond what we can know. And so on this Labor Day, and when Reverend Janet gave you that charge to think about making something bigger and better, I want to do a little visualization as we close. So I want you to just put your feet on the floor and unwrap yourself so you're not blocking the flow of creativity and goodness that's ever present in you as you right here and now. And I want to give you a little, just if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, whatever you need to do to imagine something in your mind. And when you want to do a big thing, get a mental picture of it. See it as you see it, perfect. Go in your heart and know what it means for that beautiful mental image to be a reality. Feel it. Enlarge your thoughts and feelings and pass it over to the creative power behind all things. And wait and listen. When guidance comes, follow it with assurance. Never listen to negative talk. Let it go. Release it. When you do this, you will succeed where others have failed. You will succeed. So let that success that Ernest Holmes talks about fill your body right now. Feel successful. See success in your mind and feel it in your heart right now as you see what would be success for you in this moment. Could be something little, it could be something big. There is no size in the mind of God. It's all the creative process at work. Allow it to be your truth. Let it emerge from you as not only a possibility, but a reality, that something wonderful is happening right now. Something wonderful is at work in this moment and on this Labor Day weekend. We don't need to labor at it. We need to do the work to keep our thoughts up, our mind free. And I know it is together that we will create a world that works for everyone. A world of love, a world of light, a world of goodness. Will you in this moment, we talked a lot about the hands. Will you take your hands right now and just give the people next to you a little squeeze? And if there's no one next to you, know it's a little angel right there, a little angel next to you that wants to help you and give you what you need and what you want. You are deserving. Just say, I am deserving. I am loving. I envision a new possibility. I see it done. I accept it as so. And so it is. And know I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.